So I think it's no secret that there are massive claims around how Osama-san is biting Ken Carson or Playboi Carti or even Future now. But I think this actually has something to do with him blowing up in the first place, and a lot of people are hating on it, but ultimately that's just driving up his success and clout even more. And that, as we all know, it all started with his Osama Season project or mixtape, wherein he only had like 7 songs on there, but the cover was heavily inspired by Playboi Carti's self-titled cover art photo shoot. It wasn't the official cover, but it was definitely representative of Carti. And so of course, anything Playboi Carti, that's just basically the ultimate promo strategy nowadays, because opium has such a chokehold on the underground right now that no post will go up unless it has like Carti or Yeet or potentially even Uzi. But really, it's just if you got Carti's face on an Instagram post in a promo, it's gonna get at least 1,000 likes or whatever. Like, that's the only way to blow up nowadays. So I think that this is not even a hating video whatsoever. I'm just talking about, like, statistically, Osama-san is for sure going up by using all of these comparisons. And while everybody thinks that they're dragging him down, making him look bad by quote unquote copying Carti or Ken Carson or Future, in all reality, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing and it's working. Because overall, I think when there is an artist that people are calling a clone of another popular rapper or another somewhat mainstream but kind of also underground rapper like Ken Carson, I know he already pushed like 40K first week sales, so he's not necessarily underground, but you get what I'm saying. He's not like Drake or Future or even Carti level, but still, the clone accusations practically always make the rapper more famous if the music is good, that is. If they're just trash and they're like a carbon copy, some like McDonald's Happy Meal version of that artist, then yeah, it will flop. But because the music is good, in my opinion, I think Osama-san is probably the best underground rapper in the game right now. All the hate and clone accusations do is just drive more people to his social media and music, and then they actually start liking his music. And now look how popular he is. He just dropped a new tape called Flex Music, and now it's blowing up. It's all over Twitter and social media. So as I was saying, it all started with the Carti cover, and then he also very much so somewhat replicates Ken Carson's flow. He probably is just a fan of Ken Carson. I mean, every single rapper, when they start, and this goes for all creatives, we've talked about it so much on stream and in different videos, that you low-key got to model another popular rapper so that you can figure out your sound afterwards. And also, music and art in general is just taking bits and pieces of influences from other people and creating your own thing out of it. It's the combination of all of these attributes rather than just creating something completely new, because let's be honest, in this social media day and age, if you make something completely new, nobody's gonna listen to it. They like familiarity, the relatability to something that they already like, just with a tad bit of adjustments, let's say. And so that's exactly what Osama-san did. So as I said, he started with the Carti cover and the Ken Carson flow. Then he started moving on to the Flex Music trailer with the whole grunge looks like the P-Hub interface. I wouldn't know, maybe like X videos or something, which people were already drawing comparisons to the Great Chaos, Ken Carson's last album aesthetic or visuals, like very grungy, lo-fi, distorted look and sound. And very intelligently, Osama-san played into all these comparisons by responding on his Finsta Instagram story, where people were calling him a Ken clone, and he said, "This been my swag, so show me where you see Ken," where I think everybody can hear the Ken Carson or see the influences from all the artists that we listed before. You kind of have to deny all of the allegations, no matter harsh they are, just to keep your own image right. But regardless, just being in the conversation with Ken Carson or Carti is keeping his name relevant. Again, not saying that's a bad thing, that's just how the game works nowadays. For basically decades, what are the 2 main things that rappers blow up from? It's from beefs and going to jail or passing away. So 3. And I don't think Osama-san wants to get locked up just yet. Maybe that'll be a clout move later on. Which leads us to greater pastures, where Osama-san is done with the Ken Carson and Playboi Carti comparisons. Now on the next cover art for Flex Music, He recreated a Future picture with the purple Vermont hoodie, holding a bunch of cash, even got his label Rolling Loud to post it up on billboards in Times Square. And so of course, with all of these recreations, let's say, for his cover arts, music, everything, it's kind of the greatest marketing strategy ever because he's doing it on purpose at this point. It's been like 3 or 4 times. And so he's just moving from artist to artist like he's Boo in Dragon Ball Z, sucking up, pause, all of these larger rappers' clout, getting each and every single one of their fan bases mad at him, all the while just clouding up every step of the way. But again, objectively, it's not even bad to take influences from OGs like Future and Carti, and it's just part of the game. Now imagine if he dropped cover arts where it was completely original. People wouldn't be talking about it and not as many people would be listening to the music. So again, he's using Carson, Carti, and now Future in the most optimal way to get his music heard, and it's working. But after all that, let's talk about the latest album that he dropped last night. I really liked it. Now a lot of people are claiming it's trash or mid or whatever. I'm not expecting anything in the underground to be a 10 out of 10 album. I don't even give albums 10 out of 10 usually because there's always going to be some sort of imperfection in there, which is good. I don't need a perfect album necessarily, but like the underground is wide open right now. As I said, there's like Osama Sun, Yapo JJ, maybe like Netspin, but otherwise nothing really is popping except for Opium clones. That is, of course, until Carti drops in January, and then they have to switch up the whole blueprint, and then they'll copy that. But I still foresee people soaking up all the Opium marketing strategies when that time comes. But in December, when the whole music industry is basically shut down, Osama Sun dropped, and this is like the most popping project ever since like A Great Chaos, which dropped like a month ago. And so no one's really paying attention to anything except for Osama Sun. So all the way through, bro is killing it. My favorite song on the project is probably Blonde, the first track on the album. Is amazing. I feel like with this album, it was kind of his debut studio project after signing to Rolling Loud, and so he had to capitalize on all of the clout that he's gotten in the past couple of months by dropping all this grungy, distorted music. But I feel like he spiced it up a little bit by not necessarily just doing Carson type beats, but I heard a little bit of like Die Lit / self-titled Carti Pierre type beats in there, but just with heavier distorted 808s. And then he also mixed it up at the very end with pop, which this sample or whatever instrument that was, maybe it was somebody actually saying yeah, or it just sounds like that, but it kind of reminds me of like Daft Punk but a rapper on it. So we definitely upgraded the production now that everybody is on his dick, probably trying to send him every single loop that they get in their email. And then he kind of went in the hard rock route a little bit by dropping a more alternative or rock influenced track on Talking to a Ghost at the very end of the project, which in my opinion is kind of like you drop all the grunge songs that everybody's waiting for at the beginning of the project, and at the very end you start experimenting to see if people actually like this newer type of music that they haven't heard before from him. So overall, I really like this project. Probably give like a 7.75, 8 maybe. For an underground project, that is. I'm not comparing it to like a Love Is Rage 2 or like a Whole Lot of Red, but I'll definitely be spending it for like the next couple of months until something else drops. Osama Sun definitely cemented himself as the top underground rapper in the game, which is exactly the purpose that I think this project had. But y'all let me know in the comments what you thought about the project and his overall marketing strategy of just cloning other rappers or recreating their cover arts or music and using that to cloud up. It's been your boy bobbalam signing off, flexing all this new music to all my old head friends who are like 35 plus so they can tell me that it's utter garbage and then I can cry myself to sleep. I'm out. Peace.